Today is May 19th, 2025. Back on April 16th, 23. Okay. Well, we'll go back further than that. On Christmas Eve of 22, I'd asked Danny and Jen if they knew where they kicked in my door, and Dave said it was a realtor passing out keys. They did know that. Okay? And don't report it. And I asked them if they knew where I had bruises, throwing up, and almost passing out in front of people. If they knew people were drugged and beating me and telling me to say weirdo stuff, they said no. Thought you were working too hard and bruising too easy. I said, and where they kicked in the door, did you know they set up behind cameras stalking me? No. I said, did you know that they photoshopped a shower scene of me washing myself in the other room? They're laughing at me in stores. No. I said, did you know about this weird Eric? They're calling him some guy named Eric. On November 18, 22, walked in Walmart 62, and all the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it, for all these people to turn on her, and they fell for it. She's like, no, but if you confess, he's probably long gone. Well, I went over there a few more times, and I was trying to let her know that some pervert has kiddie porn of her kids using the bathroom and of her using the bathroom. And we were sitting around talking, and I said, well, you know, where they break, they put a shower scene in the other room. They have everybody using the bathroom, like Dave, you. She's like, well, I hope I was gassy. And I said, you don't understand. They have everyone. I looked over at the kids using the bathroom. Some pervert has them. Okay. April 16th, 23. Jen's mom had died. They had a memorial service. It was a Sunday afternoon. And I think it was a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. I went after work to the memorial service. Went to go get out my car. He still doesn't know I heard him. Okay. Danny and Jen walk up to Gabe and his girlfriend at the time, Shay. He said, you know, I finally, because Shay was there when I was talking, I said, do you realize how scary it is? The thought I took a drink out of a drink and the room went dizzy and black and that somebody was beating on me and telling me to say stuff. She's like, that's scary. I said, and some pervert was watching me, stalking me. Or I woke up with more marks on me, bruises everywhere, throwing up, almost passing out, and they were playing with me like that. And she's like, it is scary. Okay. Danny and Jen, on April 16th, 23, after the memorial service, walk up to Gabe and Jay, okay? Jen's son and his girlfriend at the time. And Danny said, I finally went to Dad. Ask him what on earth is going on. He said he had hired some guy named Pete on his own. Was Pete and his men in her home? Pete has her taped. And then he says the filthy, dirty statement. He's got her framed. Okay? They had already admitted they drugged me and told me to say it before. Years before that. But it was supposed to have been some guy named Pete he hired on his own. That taped me supposed to have said that filthy, dirty statement. Okay? Some guy named Pete. The fake sodium Benadryl reports. The day rape amnesia drugs. Some guy named Pete he hired on his own. One of my neighbors on John Thomas Road outside Ravenna, about 4 or 5 houses down, older white guy, white hair, gray car, showed up in 21 or 22, on McDonald's Home Whipple, walked in ahead of me. I'm tired of this. Her ex-husband showed up at a store in Ravenna, Screamed out he didn't want his wife anymore. Asked all the people in the store of Ravenna to help get rid of her, and they all agreed to help. It was the people in the store of Ravenna that did it to her before. Where Dave hit me with a board in the face and ran off to the store. That was like on the third or fourth day. By the sixth day, somebody kicked in my door. The Florida drug cartel was already involved. That's where I was almost kidnapped, almost carjacked, and Dave took off. And where in Maslin on Lenox Street, my next door neighbor, Michelle, seen two guys watching my house before I left. The Florida drug cartel was already involved. Then they got these other people. All right. These people lied that, Steve and Eric is probably part of Pete's men. That they were the ones that were supposed to have done it before, the ones that laughed at you. Then it was supposed to be retired Judge Pete. Then it was supposed to be an attorney. Now it's a doctor. Dave told Danny he hired Pete on it, some guy named Pete on his own. It was Pete and his men doing it. Okay? And Pete was supposed to have been the one that taped me. Not a doctor. So apostolic lying bitch on Saturday in Millersburg saying, thank goodness we had a doctor tape her unaware before, and we had him have her say da 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 da. Lying to him down there. And because we did that, we have a arrangement with law enforcement. We can do whatever we want to her and then tell them what we did and just say, well, we were making fun of her while we did it. And so we can do whatever we want to her because we had a doctor tape her saying that. Wasn't a doctor. It was a drug dealer. Drug confession. Okay? So, are we done with the fraud scheme? You know, in 22 or 23, I went to Maslin Stat Care. Some of the staff were talking. Said they had some doctor doing this to her before. The hospital looked him up. He's not even a doctor. Everybody feels bad. Well, of course he's not a doctor. Of course he's not. These are evil, evil crimes that would put him in life in federal. No doctor tapes you unaware because of privacy. HIPAA violations. It's like Nixon bugging an office. It's not admissible. No doctor asks you dirty criminal questions. That's sexual harassment. They lose their license. No doctor is in it with people saying, hey ho, we're trying to kill her because our minister called her a faker. An accessory to attempted murder. Drugging people for fake confessions, beating, raping them, selling child pornography. Like they said, it was a drug cartel. Okay? All right. And if a doctor knows someone's being hurt, they have to report it, a limited report to the police. There may be a situation here. I need you to look into it. Don't tell them how they know, because by federal law, they can't admit they've seen you. They can't admit they treated you. Or they lose their license. Can't admit anything you said to them. Or they'll lose their license. But if they don't make a limited report to the police, they lose their license forever and go to jail as an accessory. Like they said, these people didn't realize putting the name doctor on it, how illegal it would be. The doctor would go to jail. And it still wouldn't be admissible. See, these people don't know the law. See, where everybody's been so mad at Michelle for telling an agent on March 27th, 25, that she was part of trying to have me killed when they bashed in my head. And the reason I don't know who that doctor is because it's not one of mine. He works for them, and they had lied. He was one of mine. Well, he told that agent that has told investigators. And then April 1725, outside Sheetz, the government vehicles are driving around. She walks up to an SUV and confesses again. I talked to the police up there. They said, how stupid were you? Or how dumb were you? Confessing to that guy. He's an agent, and she's an informant. You're all going to go to jail for this. That you were part of trying to have her killed when they bashed in her head. And that doctor was never one of hers, but works for them, and that they had lied. That he was one of mine. And how she really liked him. Those SUVs stopped when she started talking. Like they said on the 19th, they got her. Just like April 24th, 25 in Summit Mall, you tell that guy, Will, that where he was supposed to run a scam to join us, that is wrong. Michelle told on him that doctor wasn't one of theirs, but worked for them, and that they had lied. Tell him we said take care of her. Well, you know what? Dave already told on him. April 16th, 23. It wasn't a doctor. It was some guy named Pete. It was some guy named Pete he hired on his own, a drug dealer. He run a drug scam. Photoshopping, washing, and date rape drug confessions. Fake sodium pentothal reports. The beginning of the case in 18, they said the Florida drug cartel we are drug traders and human traffickers from Florida. We work for Judge Peters. We're locating people to Florida to resort area. When Judge Peters got arrested, him and 100 men, Disney was a resort area. They were seen at Faith Family Church. 3,000 people seen them. They were selling the login, including Michelle with them. And bragging they were the ones hurting me before. Okay. Let's see. And they said they were using their doctor. That he was even running experiments on me where they were using sodium pentothal. He was also using experimental drugs. To see what would happen. And nobody was secure if I died. People are like, we're really not supposed to care if she died? Yes, they're terrorists. Stop listening to the criminals, you dumbasses. And then in January 19, they said the doctor would like to meet the person he actually ran experiments on. He'd actually like to meet her in person. And then they walk up to me. He's waiting for you outside the food court. Oh, hell no. Found somebody to talk to and left through Macy's. But they even admitted he never talked to me in person. It's not my doctor. They have been, oh God, even a week ago Sunday on the 11th, May 11th, up in Summit County, we heard that other drug cartel, the Texas group was up there, the Muslim people. The other cartel was up here threatening Michelle for telling on them that doctor wasn't one of hers, but works for them, and that they had lied. Are they crazy? She's a leader of another drug cartel. Florida. Yeah. But the originals already confessed. Oh, the cartel, after Dave told Danny that he had hired Pete on his own. It was Pete and his men in my home before. And Pete has her tape saying da-da-da-da-da, the filthy, dirty statement that they're trying to lie that a doctor did it. It was a drug dealer named Pete. Okay? Some guy named Pete he hired on his own. The cartel was pissed. That idiot told on us. He actually told on us. We were hoping if we said all these different people did it to her, no one would figure out who it was. He told on Pete. Oh, they were pissed. So, do I want to hear your lies again? But I warned you people. March 13, 21, where I had got bashed in the back of the head. They said it should have killed me. I stutter now when I get upset. I had migraines on the side of my head for 2 years. Had to keep getting seen. Felt like my head was going to explode. All right. I have a dent the size of a ball peen hammer. They had made up the scam of the chip to cover up the attempted murder. I go into Altman Hospital March 13, 21. Okay. The lady that said she was Michelle's mother was in there and she was harassing me. Fake FBI agents come in. Flashback just got in the back. Lying to Dr. Ellen Atinas. I go to use the bathroom. One of the nurses are breaking HIPAA violations, badmouthing me with a drug dealer. My God. Erica, I know you said da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I go back to my room. It's like, my God, she's talking to a cartel guy about me. Oh, I ended up reporting that. Security walks by calling me names. I end up leaving. I reported it. Administration's like, my staff will not participate in this and they will not talk to people. I will take care of them. Okay? I go to Mercy Medical. Lady comes in. No man was ever to touch her. Okay? Okay? I go in, and I'm in my room, and a nurse comes in with a guy. The only thing they had her on her was adjusting herself. The guy said, that's sick. Said, no, it's funny. She simply wiped off water with clothes on. He said, that's sick. Said, no, it's funny. She just brushed it off. They didn't have anything else. Where they said they had to Photoshop everything in and out. There's tapes of no wrongdoing and no wrong saying, just simply brushing something off. Nothing else. It's that bad. Where the first month of the case, the little white man showed up for every idle word you tell on us, I'll turn on you. I try to leave Dave, I'll list your child molester. You know that bruise on your leg? I use sodium pentothal. Then said something about a wrong nightgown bending over improperly and accidentally seeing your butt in life of pain. I'm like, then threatens me again. I get away from it and illegally bugged home. Dave debunked it. I stressed modestly. They only seen the back of my knees. And then they started saying where he had bruises before throwing up, and in fact, it wasn't the well water, it was us. We were drug beaten, raping you. We had drugged you and told you to say this. We had drugged you and told you to say that. We photoshopped all our lives. By January 19, they photoshopped a feminine white bee above the toilet to make you look weird. They erased some guy named Chris out of the room. They talked about a Chris. I don't know who he is, but they talked about him. Okay? Then the May 25th, 21, 8/9/21. January 19th, 22, February 2nd, 22, of drugs and told to say it before, and then more. Then all the tapes before being them and not me, December 9th, 21 at the Oakland apartment, and another time at the Hunger Task Force on 9th Street in Canton. And then my client Navarre in February and March of 22. Okay? 2, framing me March 24th, 22. March 1st to 3rd of 21, they put 2 clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's them. Then what you're describing as showering, ha 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 ha. She figured out what they did. May 12th, 22 at noon, and May 26th, 22 at noon, the shower scene in the other room. Tapes of them admitting it and it being done on purpose. Huh? to the Eric making fun of everyone, Lighthouse making fun of Agent John, June 7th, 23, mocking him. Officer Mark, August of 23, that is documented and verified I was framed before, and it was a drug cartel in my home before they seen him. That is documented and verified another woman was using my insurance. And it's documented and verified. It was a medication error that made me sick before. You know, I warned these people where they got in the back of Altman Hospital. Better hope they didn't touch a computer. I used to work in bank and loan companies. What does hospitals have? Your name, your address, your phone number, your birthday, and social. Instant IDs. July 8th, 24, one of those idiots were at Altman Billing Department. The FBI don't care if I pay my hospital bill. They don't care that I give them $25 a month. It's not, they don't care. They wouldn't be in there. Police wouldn't be in there to say, hey, did Karen pay her $25 this month? No. They don't mess with trivial. There was a guy in there, I could hear him in the background. And it's like he was in the billing department. That's a drug dealer. Phishing. See, that's where, with banks and loan companies, you are trained to know for people looking phishing scams, where they try to get information so they can get people's IDs to steal from them. I warn them, they touch a computer, they have thousands and thousands of people's IDs. Went up to the bank, my husband's bank. I changed my name on the account. The manager said, you know, it's better use your debit card when you're here. They have stolen thousands and thousands of IDs of people in this area. Running scams on them, the cartel. Thousands of people. They don't know how they got it. Oh, I do. Got it from the hospitals. Their fake doctor. And the fake FBI agents. You know, working with a bank and a loan company, we don't care if an agent came in. We don't care if an officer came in. We don't talk about your account to you. Why? Because they're scammers. You better have a court order that the main officer can call into the courthouse and find it. Or nobody talks to anybody. Because they're scammers. It's phishing for people's information to steal their IDs. Now the cartel has thousands of people's IDs and running thousands of scams on people in this area. Agent John, I'd like my money. We all know you told on me. We all know now that they walked in your office after I called, where you admitted on a recorded line that you met with that family in your office and all those church people. You didn't arrest them. Felony invasion of privacy. It's a 7 to 15 year sentence. Felony stalking. Cyber stalking. Child pornography of my grandchildren going to the bathroom. Drug, beat, and raping me. Admitting they were trying to kill me because, what? Strange called me a faker 15 years ago? That Michelle lied to you, that I was mean to her, and I didn't even know she existed? Found out that one on December 18th, 24. See what I mean? You didn't arrest them. Huh? We're selling kitty porn and my grandkids going potty. You didn't arrest them for trying to kill me. Have me drug, being raped. No. That lady, agent, said that she told you to go up and tell on me before you talked to me. You admitted you told on me. Huh? And to act as dumb as these people for trying this to find out who's involved. It was a big case. Big, huge case. drug cartel was involved. Huh? Like they said, like those agents said on the 19th, not only did they have that girl stating that that wasn't my doctor, he worked for them. But she was part of trying to have me killed. They have her under police surveillance. And that how they told you to go tell on me and act as dumb as these people to find out who's involved. And everybody knew how not funny it was when the other group showed up and said they worked for a drug lord and Dave hired them, the Texas group. And the other one, Judge Peters, got arrested, and 100 men in Florida in 22. The U.S. Marshals showed up because my friend Maddie had a friend in the police department 2 hours away knew about this case. Got a hold of the U.S. Marshals. They used the case and got 800. Then I got Utrakasami. Michael Peterson called up Reagan how he's smuggling oil into the United States through Trekasami. I kept telling him I didn't believe it, prove it. So he sent me a letter of allegation, a bill of sales. Large money transfers. Even though the police and the FBI was taping, I sent it in anyways. His credit cards got, I even got when he was leaving, what airport, where it stayed, and what port it was coming back in, and what state was buying it. Like a lady investigator said. We called down to ask about Michael Peterson's shipment. It wasn't legit. They said they'd look into it. That was November, December of 21. Trekasami was arrested last year for stealing from his government. I got a world terrorist arrested. I like my money. Like the guy said. And you trying to say how you met with all these people they all know, and you're laughing at me for them trying to kill me and how you thought it was funny? Bullying me? Made fun of me for that guy named Pete? Made fun of me for the scam they're running on me? Maybe begged for my life, then list me for it with money immunity, and then threatened me if I told? You already told everybody. They all knew. Like some guy was on the phone on Saturday down in Millersburg. We thought Agent John said she couldn't say anything. He already told on her. It don't matter who she tells. He's already told. Yes, it doesn't matter. He was just acting that way to get them. Yes. I'm done playing with the dumb people that lied. I'd like my money. We all know they can't touch me. FBI informant. You know, that's where some lady showed up outside my client's, not last night, the night before. We had him look her up. She's still an informant. We didn't think she was. We heard that guy say that Agent John was just acting that way to get everyone. Seeing her out today, she looked really happy. I know. Seeing that car her husband bought her. I know. You want to act like me, an 8-year-old? You know, these people think they can make up stuff and then they could hurt you for it, and it's okay because they're deranged in their minds. Make up lies and just keep lying and lying and lying, and that it makes it okay to hurt people. Just like that idiot in my apartment, how he was part of scamming FBI agent Johnny, where they said how dumb these people were walking in our office confessing they were illegally monitoring her on her own. Well, one of the dumb people that Brexy was in the office lives in my old apartment. And nobody fell for the dirty doctor scam and taping you unaware before confessing your crimes, sat on it till Dave wanted a divorce, and it sounded mechanical. And we knew they altered everything. It was them and not you. And we knew that weird with yourself was photoshopped or showering in another room and washing yourself in the shower. And if they were going to be that dumb and try to pull this with us, we told Agent John to go tell that church owner and to act as dumb as these people that were trying this with her. You're supposed to act dumb, not be dumb. I'd like my money. My friend Grant in another state has a friend in an FBI office outside of here. Said if she really didn't get her money for working the case, no one could steal it. It's you, John. Just you. And that they figure you probably had an accomplice to help. I like my money. I'd like my money. Okay? I'm going to upload this.